season.
I've put a new stream on, that's now on.
Alright, so yeah, Spinorama locking at the top 3 positions, but a second's gap. Literally a second between Recite and the pole position. Recite, and like I'd be challenging them. Havoc looks up pace, so does Tracy. Here we go. It's lights out, and away we go for the first race of the season. In Sanquar, Rubs has had a good start, and I think Havoc's dropped out, and Vilsec has had a monster start ahead of Recite already, and they're all side by side heading down into turn 1.
I know, so something down the back.
Oh, someone almost, I think, going around some of the Ron Pollock drivers getting all over the place. Fifi drops even further behind.
Oh, Fifi's got damage, Martin's got damage.
Ed's got damage. Ted goes around the outside. Sorry to cut in there, but Ted's goes around the outside of Vilsec in turn 3. So Vilsec got the jump on Tay off the line, but Tay immediately coming back. And Tracy's had a fantastic start to fob. Havoc has dropped back, and now AJ all over the back of the real Tracy as they head through into this tricky complex of corners. AJ takes a little bit of wider line onto the bridge than Tracy.
Yeah, you've got to be so careful heading up onto the bridge, because there's a little bump on the inside of that corner which will catch you out very, very easily.
Martin and Fifi have both got
Tracy's run
damage,
wide.
and I think
Tracy's run wide, AJ's up to 4th.
And now Havoc's going to try to run the outside, almost, not quite, but yeah, just the 3 guys at the back, Astro, Martin and Fifi, all with engine damage. They're going to be in limp mode, heading back around to the pits, but now Havoc in the slipstream of Tracy's. They head down the isn't straight. Tracy joined in partway through last season, didn't score a single point, but he's looking pretty solid at the moment. In the slipstream, but is he going to be close enough? No, he's not quite close enough down the inside.
This is a good little battle now for 5th place between Tracy.
Tracy, Havoc, and even Robot's not too far off. And Rubs could be catching up, so they're all very close. In fact, Havoc almost looks like he's going to go for a move on Tracy. There, Tracy on the grass, the braking zone. Tracy touched the grass under braking there, and I think that just put him in a bit of a moment. And now both of them have got past both Robot and Havoc.
No, this has been dramatic first lap. Although apparently according to Mick, Marco's wiped out 3 cars going into turn 1, judging by what we're hearing.
Right. In the pits as well on those super soft tyres, which I'm not so sure are entirely leading. So we've got 4 cars, all with engine damage, and unfortunately 2 of them are Ron Pollock's drivers.
That's not good for that for the team there. It's absolutely not good at all.
Gonna be a recovery drive for them. Rubs has got a bit of damage on the front of the car. Tracy's got a lot of damage spread across his car, and with it being heavy damage, he's gonna have to keep it till he pits in. So I don't know whether he thinks he's capable of managing to hold the pace, but that might explain why he seems to just struggle for grip a bit. It seems in corners, the car's trying to get away from him.
It's gonna be a struggle, because with rear damage it'll be diffuser.
And a spin for Marco. Round he goes fresh out the pits and picks up even more damage. But Marco, just looking at tyres have gone on after the lap 1 pit. Marco's gone for the mediums. Astro's still got engine damage, so I don't know whether that was the case if he didn't repair it or if he's already picked it up again on the soft tyres. But engine damage again. We've got Martin and Fifi very close, and they're all on softs apart from Marco, who pitted for mediums. Fifi goes in a bit deep. And here comes Martin, all over the back of Fifi. He's a head around and onto the isn't straight. Fifi wall scraping round there. Fifi bing back and almost hits the side of Martin.
My goodness me. This is the first race of the season, guys. Chill out.
Meanwhile, Havoc's going for it side by side on AJ as they head down into turn 1. Tracy's in the pits, so Tracy's already given up in a bit of door banging between Havoc and AJ. That's just why Havoc just gave AJ just a little bit of a shove wide at turn 1, but Tracy in the pits as well. So we'll see what he does for tyres as they try to repair the car. And I don't think he actually changed on his filled up with the extra lap or so he put in, and onto a fresh set of softs, comes out 30 seconds ahead of Martin. But Astro, on his birthday as well, with multiple engine damage at the start of this race, it's not been a nice day for him.
This has not been a good birthday at all for Astro. And he's commentating the next race as well. That's a... AJ's just hit the wall coming onto the bridge.
Just cut back to AJ, heading onto the bridge, and he's picked up a damage. Still have the robots get very close to Stroll. Got down the inside. At the end of the bridge, yes, he does go down the inside. The robot makes the move, but AJ tries to hold it around the outside.
No.
Oh, I think that was slightly silly of AJ to try and hold that around the outside there, but I'm not sure whether robot, whether there's any foul intent there to push him into the wall, but that's picked up a lot of damage for AJ on the front. Rubs rubbing the barrier as he comes round onto the isn't straight.
Who knew Rubs rubbed anything? It just seems to... I would say the race is settling down, but it just isn't. But Jax has got damage all the front end. He's going to be... If he's using a wheel, he'll be feeling that immensely.
And AJ has also got a similar amount of damage after his little skirmish.
He has indeed.
Robot.
He has indeed. Grimm's doing very well in 8th. He's got a little bit of damage on the front, but if he can see that through to his first pit stop, I can see potentially 6th and 7th pitting earlier.
Robot's in.
He's getting rid of some front end damage. So it seems.
That was picked up with by AJ, but he comes out. Does he go just ahead of Grimm in 7th? But Grimm's going to have to run onto the straight, which makes him a bit quicker, but Robot just ahead as they rise through turn 1.
Real Tracy now in 9th place. He's obviously pitted, so everyone's sort of 6th backwards, maybe apart from Grimm. Sorry, 7th backwards apart from Grimm have pitted already. You've got Martin down in 10th. He's pitted early doors. Fifi in 11th. In fact, no, Fifi hasn't pitted. He's still got heavy damage on the front.
I think no, Fifi did pick, because he had engine damage at the beginning of the race with Aston Martin. I think he must have, because I think he came out the pits and had an incident somewhere, which gave him that damage. Astro has since been in again, it seems, to repair his engine damage, so down in 12th place and already a minute and 16 seconds behind Rosate. It's going to be very difficult for him to really do anything from this one, unfortunately.
That's gutting. That is really, really gutting for Ed as well. He had a lot of bad looks last season.
In fact, Fifi's now got engine damage going across the bridge. I think he's just gone off on the entrance to the bridge.
He has indeed.
Across it, and he's picked up engine damage from it. So Astro might still gain another position.
I think it's going to be one of them races where people will make mistakes. There's no doubt about it. Although I think there's mention of super softs having been set as an option, where it probably shouldn't have done.
So Marco used the super softs in qualifying and the start of the race.
Meanwhile,
might be in a bit of trouble.
Up at the front, Tay's just busy setting the purple first sector.
Yeah, but the three Spirama drivers are about 1.5 seconds apart from each other.
Yeah, so the front two are sort of leaving Lika behind a little bit, and Lika is leaving everybody else behind.
So I wonder how that's going to develop, but Robot, who pitted in just to repair a bit of damage, has already got straight back onto the back of Rub, so Robot will be on course. He had a pit stop ahead of Rub here. We'll see how this goes. Now, just speaking of pit stops, what do you reckon the predicted strategy would be?
I reckon if it's going to be a normal race and people haven't pitted for damage already, you're looking at maybe 7 and 14. It's a simple two-stopper, but there's already people who've been in the pits, so then again, it's going to be hard to call. A lot of these teams already will be calling it on the fly, as Robot is now going down the inside of Jackson to 6th place.
And that is Rob up into P6 ahead of Rob. He's going to be now chasing down AJ, who's into 5th. AJ has got similar amount of damage to what Rob, so surely Robot will start to gain the time over AJ as well. AJ has lost 12, nearly 13 seconds behind Havoc, and Havoc just slowly losing time behind the 3-spinner armor drive. But Havoc just sitting nicely in 4th place at the moment.
Yeah, Havoc's having a very quiet run, isn't he? He's sort of in no man's land. He's almost 7 seconds behind Leaker. He's 13 ahead of AJ, who's hobbled with damage. This could be a very, very lonely race from today.
Which, to be fair, if it's a lonely race and it's 4th, I can't see him complaining all too much about it.
Listen, if you have a lonely race and you end up 4th in the first race, you'd take that all day long. You'd absolutely take that all day long. Meanwhile, there's a battle for 5th brewing up between AJ and Robot.
Yeah. So I think with Havoc, he had a good qualifying, got into 4th, just dropped back up to start, but it's very quickly rectified his difficult start by managing to make those positions back, and has got himself back up into 4th place. And now Robot all on the back to head across the bridge in the slipstream of AJ.
As Robot's looking to the outside.
The outside, but switches back to the inside, switches back, not deciding to go for that one.
He tried to sell the dummy there, and he didn't quite do it.
AJ had a bit of a wobble across the curve. AJ just doesn't look too comfortable in parts of the track, and I think Robot and other drivers are capitalising on that as they go down the inside on the entry too. The isn't straight, but still sits in the slipstream. And now Rubs is going for it on Robot. So Rubs has come out of nowhere.
This is a great battle. OFR Smalley, you know, after his great run in the Beginners Cup. Yes, I have won stuff before.
Rubs gets the run on Robot at the hairpin, sticks it in the inside. No, not quite. Doesn't fully stick it and hold it to the inside.
This is a great little battle for 5th place. AJ's doing very, very well with that damage as well to hold on to 5th place.
And although here comes Robert with a run as opposed to the inside for turn 1, but he's going to be close enough. Is he going to be able to get fully ahead, or will AJ fight it around the outside? I think Robert's got pretty comfortably ahead. In fact, I think AJ just gone slightly deep there into turn 1, but that does allow Robert the position.
That's excellent from Robot. Yes, he's pitted to clear his damage, but he's done the right thing in my opinion, getting up to 5th place, and that's good solid points in the first race of the season. I did notice AJ ran wide.
Also on the Discord, Mick doesn't seem too happy.
Mick's never happy.
Oh, Fifi had an off and has been lapsed. He's now a lap down, is Fifi. Down at the back of the field.
Yes, I think
Rob's going to be able to. Sorry.
I think I'm not gonna say what Mick said on Discord exactly, but yeah, there's somebody shouldn't have started on certain tyres, is what I'm getting from that, and wiping out 2 of the Ron Pollux drivers from what Mick's saying. So yeah, that's I wouldn't be very happy neither.
Yeah, I'm sure it's an incident that will be looked at by the stewards. I know I've been on super softs before in this league by accident. Last season, I think into Lagos, someone had the super softs available, came to pit in, and I accidentally clicked on the super softs because usually my reaction is just to press on the softest tyre.
Yeah, there's someone who's.
I realised.
Someone already left the race. Down to 12 runners.
It's Fifi.
Fifi's already gone from the race.
Yeah, Rubs on the inside of AJ there in the final corner. Didn't quite get the job done.
Pitting.
AJ goes to pits. Rubs.
Oh no!
Ooh, Rubs doesn't go in.
Oh.
No one else pitting in on lap 7 it seems, but now Tracy's all over the back of Rubs.
Now I actually think that's a bit of a mistake. I think he could be undone here. So yeah, Grimm's in and AJ's in. I think this is a chance to get damage repaired for Grimm as well.
Yep.
He's ran that damage since lap 1 as well. So I
Yeah,
think
and it sounds like he's getting it down. That has dropped in position to Martin as well.
yeah, that's not too bad. He's come back out in 10th. You know, Martin's coming on lap 1 to repair damage early on, and he's not too far.
Sorry.
No, I was going to say, go on.
Is something happened to
Oh,
Rubs
AJ's
in
off!
the first sector? Oh,
AJ's off!
that's just before the bridge, and he's just come out of pits, and he's picked up rear damage.
He's got rear damage now.
Oh. Spent all that time running with front damage, and now he's picked up damage to the rear of the car.
Oh, he was very tail happy coming out of the chicane. I think it might have just been cold tyres. But now
Marco's in as well.
he's got to run with that now for quite a while. And apparently Grim hates cats. I didn't know this. Did you know this?
Oh, this is very much the first time I'm hearing that one.
No, same here. I've never heard that one before. I heard Grim very much loved cats, but clearly not. Thank you, sir, fella.
The top 3 decide to close in, and now Leica's all over the back of Vilsec. But interesting, because I think
I'm going to go up to that battle now.
I think Rubs must have had a mistake, so I think he was definitely ahead of Tracy, and then Southern cut to him and he's behind Tracy. So
Tracy's in the pit lane.
And Rubs this time is going in. So we'll see if they are ahead of AJ, but with his mistake early on in the lap, that might cost him the position.
Meanwhile, Leek has been very, very patient here. He's sort of been just very, very quietly sitting behind Vilsec and Tay, and now it's starting to come back to him.
Okay, so Rubs has come out behind AJ, but Tracy has come out 2.5 seconds ahead. So Tracy has benefited massively from this.
I tell you what, though, in this lap, I'm just watching, Leeka's dropped back a little bit, and Vilsec's going down the inside of Tay for the lead.
Oh, Vilsec and Tay going side by side, and Vilsec does take the lead. Now that is interesting.
Oh, Racer Tay's flashing his light.
Wonder if there's been a bit of a breakdown in communication there with the all on the same team.
But it's now first place for Vilsec. This is going to be a very intriguing battle. There's great little subplots all the way through the field. Let's see, does any of them pit? No, they don't. Leeka's in. Leeka's in the pit lane.
And Ted does not, so Leica pitting in at the first of the 3 Spinorama drivers, Havoc in as well.
I reckon Leeka's going to try the undercut. It's a possibility, especially with fresher tyres, because what you do notice with Vilsec and Tay.
Hang on a minute. Leeka's pitted onto the Super Softs. So
oh
if
no!
Super Softs are not permitted, he's going to have to pit in immediately again to change those tyres. Otherwise it'll be a breach of rules. But Vilsec and Reste is still very close. In fact, pulls to the inside on the bridge, but doesn't quite get enough of a car alongside to go for the overtake. Now the last thing these two want is to take each other out. And just looking at the difference in the tyre wear, we all hear that Reste uses his tyres a lot more, and you can see that there in the difference. Tay tries to go around the outside, and I think Tay had a little bit of a moment there, and I think that's how Vilsec's managed to pounce on Tay, is because of that tyre wear.
And now Tay's gonna start to run down the inside. Nope.
No, he just hasn't got that straight on speed,
it's almost like as soon as he comes out of the slipstream, the air hits his car and it just doesn't go further forward.
I know, I wonder if there's a slight difference in the gearing. Tay almost ran a little bit wide onto the gravel out there, but I wonder if there's a difference in the gearing between Vilsec and Tay, and that's allowing Vilsec just to get that extra bit of straight line speed, because when Vilsec pulls the inside, he managed to get ahead, but Tay, every time he pulls the inside, he just suddenly doesn't move any further ahead, so I wonder if that's what the problem is.
This is an intriguing little battle. Tay's in.
Tay dives in.
I just hope he remembers to put the softs on and not supers. Because that's an error from Leeka.
It's a very costly mistake. We'll see actually if Lika does pit in. I expect that he does, because the seasons aren't meant to be on. But no, Lika's continuing on. Lika is continuing on the Super Softs.
Oh, and he
has indeed jumped. He's come out ahead of Resete.
But does he realise he's on the wrong tyres? Does he realise he's on the wrong tyres?
Havoc does get down the inside of Robot, but I think I believe that with Havoc pitting into, he's got fresher tyres, they're on the same team, and it wouldn't make too much sense for Robot to stay ahead of Havoc.
And Lika has to come in to get rid of those supers.
Something's gone very wrong for AJ. He's got damage all but everywhere. Pretty much everywhere, all over the car. That's allowed Grim to get very close onto the back of him now as they head down the main straight.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with AJ today. He's not his usual fast self. He's definitely made a few mistakes today.
Like I said, I think AJ picked up the car last minute, literally a couple of hours ago, and hasn't done much in the way of practice, so that might really be the cause of it, because these cars aren't so much easier to just jump in and drive, and that might be where AJ is falling victim here.
But even, I know they may not have had enough practice, but this is still surprising. Hang on. Tay's got engine damage. Something's happened to Tay.
Something's happened to Resete. Vilsec comes in with literally nothing left. I was going to say, do you reckon they might be going for that one stop? But it's gone horribly wrong. 4-spinner armour at the moment. Leica's pitted onto the wrong tyres, I think. They're not allowed on the Super Soft. And now Reste's got engine damage. There's allowed Havoc into the point.
Lika's in.
And Lika is in again. So
Lika's in.
Havoc could very much be sitting in a decent position now. Vilsec comes back out, and this race might have just been gifted to Vilsec.
Lika's fuel to the end now. This is it for him. And
game on.
He's managed to get back into second place.
He's got out just ahead of Havoc, but if Havoc's got the pace, he might surely go for it. But
Havoc has been
further behind.
Havoc has been very quiet today. He's had the best kind of race. No incidents, no dramas, and it served him well. He's up into third.
Now this is game on, because I think Vilsec's also got the fuel to go to the end. So does Lycus. This might be an incredible shot for Vilsec here to take the win. But what about Resete? What can he do now in 5th place? He's gone after him off quite the recovery drive in the second half of this race. He could be a man to watch, because he's going to be going for it. He's going to head down. He's going to push every single lap of the way now.
Yeah, and I also think Lika could be a man to watch as well. In second place. See if he can make any inroads on Vilsec.
So this race has indeed exploded with spinner armor.
Tracy's doing really well. He had a little bit of an incident early on. He's now managed to work his way into 4th place. Good job.
He's worked the strategy out brilliantly, because I think what he did is he pitted in early for damage and then filled up, and so that way when he pitted in with the rest of them on about lap 7, he had less fuel to put in the car, which is why allowed him to get out ahead of AJ on the pit stops, and now he's managed to just pull away into his own, and he's now into 4th, picking up pieces from where Tay's gone wrong.
Robot as well in 6th. He had a first lap incident. He climbed his way through the field very quietly. Good job from commentator extraordinaire. Grim, the cat loving Grim in 7th place. He's done another reasonably solid job. He's ahead of AJ now. Who's got damage he needs to carry. That's a very good job.
Tracy's gone.
Oh no.
No, Tracy's disconnected. Again, he's disconnected.
No. Tracy was in 4th as well.
He was having a phenomenal run of it, and he's just gone and disconnected. But I was just about to say, Martin Bananas, from engine damage on lap 110-1, has managed to recover himself very nicely up into 8th.
He is. He's done very solidly.
And he's even now gaining on AJ.
AJ, of course, is hobbled with rear damage. So his exits are going to be very much compromised because he's going to have a very tail-happy car.
Rest Purple in Sector 1, 23 seconds to Havoc to get back on that podium, and I think the podium's probably going to be the best case scenario, but this is a dream come true for Vilsek that his main rivals for the lane have just had issues there, and that's allowed for Vilsek to come out into the lead relatively comfortably. All races seem to have the legs of the Lycra, so long as he can keep the car under control, it seems like it could be a solid race as Marco gets out the way for Vilsek there.
Astro's doing a good job in 10th place as well. He's managed to get himself at least a point
from the disconnect
at the minute, so he's going to be one of the winners from disconnect for Riccardo Patrese, which is very unlucky for him because he was having a very solid drive in 4th place.
Very unfortunate for Patrese.
Marco had a solid drive last week in pre-season. I'm just interested to wonder what's gone wrong for him in today's race.
AJ crawling down the straight. He hasn't got engine damage. It doesn't look. I don't know if he's in mega fuel saving mode for some reason, but Martin's gaining a massive amount on AJ's head down the isn't straight.
Yep,
not close enough for Martin though.
I'm with that battle now on the stream. AJ's got front end damage as well. I suspect.
Yeah,
looking at
a lot of damage.
Looking at the damage he's got, I suspect he's clipped the barrier as he's gone onto the bridge, which is very easy to do.
But AJ just seems to be going really slowly on the straights for some reason.
Be careful.
Martin's picked up damage on the front now, but like I said, just look at the pace difference between the two. There's a whole...
Martin's looking down the outside.
Martin's going to try to hold it around the outside. He's not giving up there, and he has gotten ahead of AJ.
That's a brilliant move from Martin.
Although AJ fighting back on the inside for turn 2, but that will give Martin the inside for turn 3. Does Martin stick it in there? They're still side by side. AJ gets a bit tail happy coming out of the corner there.
That's an excellent move from Martin. Held his line knowing that he would have the inside line for that hairpin. Excellent move there. Excellent move from Dr. Bananas.
Pushing still Purple, but with a bit of a penalty now, and he's already starting to close down that gap to Havoc by a little bit. I'm not so sure if it's going to be enough though.
Yeah, I don't think it will. Eh? We've seen today though, anything can happen in this race, so we'll soon see. Vilsek is pulling away now from...
Oh, hang on, Havoc's in the pits. So I wonder what's happening here. Is Havoc just trying to get fresh softs to give him the best chance possible of staying ahead?
No, he's fueling. He's fueling.
Oh,
I think this is part of his strategy.
This is... Oh yes, it's lap 14, isn't it? So that'll be going to the end. But right, so maybe it is possible for Tay to get this podium. However, if Tay's going to the end, Havoc's going to have fresher tyres for that.
It'll just be interesting to see the pace.
11, 12 seconds.
54.6 was Tay's last lap, so he's got 10 seconds to make up the Havoc. It's possible. It's possible, but it'll be interesting to see if Tay can keep those tyres on the cliff.
Will be, yeah. We've seen how much Tay uses his tyres, and now if he's pushing to the absolute limit, Grimm's in the pits, yeah. And as is AJ, and that's going to be a lengthy pit stop as he tries to repair a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think Martin's worked his way now to 6th with fuel strategies, and other strategies working his way. Grimm's now fueled to the finish.
Yep. Imagine AJ will be doing the same. He's got quite a bit of a buffer over Astro, who's just coming into the final corner. It depends how long this damage takes to repair for AJ coming out of the pits, and he has got a gap over Astro.
He has. I think that was... Yeah, I think Astro may... Well, in fact, looks like he's pitted very recently, so I'd say he's definitely going to the end as well, so...
I think, looking at the fuel, Martin may still have another pit stop to go in this race.
Yeah, Jackson 7th, he's still got damage on the front end, all the way around as well, so... I think you'll see Grimm back up to 7th before long. He's got a 15-second gap though on AJ. So I think he's very much in the pound seats there for a good solid finish.
AJ, I think AJ just had another mistake heading onto the bridge, because here comes Astra gaining it. I just jumped onto him and he was moving very slowly.
Martin's got damage as well. I think he's hit the barrier coming onto the isn't straight.
I think it was when he was behind AJ. He just hit the barrier at the final corner.
No, he didn't have damage. I don't remember. He definitely looked like he hit the barrier coming onto the isn't straight.
Meanwhile, here comes Astra on the back of AJ, who did have a little bit of a moment onto the bridge, because I jumped back to him and he was moving very slow heading onto it. So I think here comes Astra in at the slipstream. Now, is he going to be able to get close enough to AJ? Maybe not now, but if he can still try to just gain in. AJ seems to be full of mistakes at the moment, so maybe Astra can capitalise on that. In fact, it looks like AJ's done another one.
Oh, and Astra straight through.
Martin and Rubs are up in the pits.
Oh, no.
And Grim gets out of both of them, so that's P6 for Grim, and I think Rubs filling up. He's going to be able to maybe close that gap down to Martin.
Martin's managed to get out ahead of Jax and Astro, so yeah, that's a good effort from Martin. That's a very, very good effort from Martin. Smalley's willing Astro on his birthday. We all know that. We all know Astro is a #1 fan of OFR Smalley, who is currently leading the Beginners Cup Championship after his tremendous lights the flag win on Thursday night. I've never heard the end of it since. So much so that my phone has now gone into the River Tyne.
Meanwhile, AJ, fresh off his pit stop, has gotten right onto the back of Astra. But small AJ really looks to be struggling with that corner, heading down onto the bridge. A small couple of the corners, it really seems to be catching him out quite frequently.
I know I said it earlier on in comms, but I'm really surprised with AJ today. It's not been. He was dominant in the D2 Championship last season, and this year he's just not. As he started off very poorly.
Wasn't in the pre-season, I don't think, but he's here now, and it's not been a good race. I know Ter, who's still trying to catch up, doesn't actually seem to be closing the gap onto Havoc by too much. It's only gone down by a couple of seconds in the last few laps. He's running out of time to do it.
Looking at the lap times, Havoc last lap was a 55.6. Racer Ter was 54.9. Oh, and he's going purple this lap, so this is going to be a close run thing to the end.
One thing I do keep noticing, every time we cut to race day, he always seems to be purple, but has never set the fastest lap, so I think somewhere on the lap it's going wrong for him, and I know Tate, and I know that if he doesn't get a podium, he's going to be very disappointed with this race, because he knows he could have won, and he's going to be a man that's going to be very disappointed with this race, but I'll only challenge him to do better in the next one.
Yeah, this is, it's first race of the season, and from last season, Tay didn't win the first race of last season. I think Kimmy did, and yet Tay still won the championship. So, the championship's not won on one race. As long as you score decent points first race, you can build from it from there.
Yeah.
Robot,
in fact, Havoc letting that gap been down all too much.
I was just about to say, Robot in fifth. He's having a very stealthy race. He's comfortably ahead of Grim. He's behind Racer Tay. He'll take that for an opening race. That's good points for Gwen's boys, which I believe it's still called.
I think they are still called that. Yeah.
Grim again. He's scoring points. Last season, I can categorically say Grim. Every single race, he just was there scoring points no matter what.
Hang on, Tay's had a spin.
He has indeed.
Rest of Tay's round. I very nearly clipped Marco. Tay's managed to come away with that engine damage this time, but damage to the front of the car, and I think that's a shot at a podium. Surely, God, now 20 seconds under.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely gutting for Esteban. A race that he could have won, and it seems to have just gone very wrong for him. I think he's just pushed it too far. He's on the grass as well, nearly at the barrier on the bridge.
He just needs to rein it back in. At this point, just think, right, just get it the finish, except that there's points there.
Yeah. He's just, I think at this stage, just pushing too hard, but hits the barrier as well as the exit the range. One thing I did notice, Havoc was actually purple in the first sector. I was just looking at him, he was 2 times purple in sector 1, which is interesting, but
I tell you
I'm
what,
sure if he still is.
I tell you what, man, Vilsek has controlled that gap very, very nicely to Lika. 9 seconds it's remained. All he has to do is just drive to Lika's pace, and he's since he got ahead of Racer T, he's just controlled it. But Havoc, this will be brilliant this will be a brilliant podium for Havoc.
It would be a phenomenal podium, and I don't think, especially after the pre-season race, seeing the 3 Spinarama drivers miles ahead, I think Havoc will be very happy with being able to get it there. And
I think
it just proves that it can still go wrong for them, no matter how quick they are.
It proves that even though we all joke by saying Tay's an aimbot, he's not.
Tay's in the pits. Tay is in the pits. He's got to pit in.
What's he doing?
He must be going for fastest lap.
You'd think.
The damaged, fresh tyres on. Yeah, I think that's what's happening. Robot is about to get into the top 4. What a fantastic result this will be for that Gwen's Boys team. If they can finish in that 3rd and 4th.
Yeah.
It'll be a fantastic result for them.
The only thing that I will say is that Tay's on much fresher tyres, so Robot may not fight this too hard. And I dare say I don't blame him neither.
Yeah, he's only 1.5 seconds back, so he's not lost too much. And I think Tay's just accepted that he might not be able to get that podium, so he's going to be pushing for the fastest lap, I feel. There's an extra point on offer there, but that point can mean everything.
No, yeah, I think it's you know, I think it's worth going for at this stage. See, he's already caught up to Mr. Robot. Should
on the outside, and I don't think Robot does actually look to be fighting. He's holding it on the inside. We'll see how they're doing to turn. No, he's backed out of that one.
He's not fought it, and I don't blame him. He's got good points for 4th. Vilsek's in.
Interestingly, Vilsek's in. Will he be able to get back out in front of Wyko? He's coming around the final corner now. It's going to be tight.
Yes, he will. He will.
Yeah, he's like, so this is game on then, I think, because I know they'll all be in the same party chat.
Oh dear me, they're all fighting for fastest lap.
So
come on.
Racer will have said that he's going for fastest lap, and Vilsek's like, nah, mate, it's mine. And so now he's pitted in. And they're both going to be going for fastest lap. Like, I don't think is, however, he's not gone into the pits.
Fuller says Racer Tay's aimbot needs renewing. No, I think it just needs a new code. Some may say Racer Tay is the Stig. Some may say the Stig is broken today.
Yeah. So, but at the end of the race, who would you say has been your driver of the day then for this one? If you had to put a name on it.
Oh, I don't know. You've got to say Vilsek. He hasn't made any mistakes. You know, he's controlled out front since he got in front of Racer Tay. I'd even put Havoc in that mix as well. He's just gone about his business very, very quietly. No dramas. Yeah. It's an excellent 3rd place for him.
Yeah, I was thinking Havoc had probably been my driver of the day, because he sort of just kept himself to himself, has only been into battles when he needs to be battling other drivers, and he's now ended up what seemed surely a secure 3rd place, now 30 seconds ahead of Racer Tay. Big pit stop!
And Tay's really pushing.
He's pushing it so hard, and it's worked because he is purple 4th.
Dear me.
2 laps to go, and he is pushing to the absolute limit. And then some.
Who says that there's no competition, Spinarama? This is absolutely tremendous.
And what's a joy to know as well as Vilsek, who has a lap fresher tyres. Vilsek will also be going for it as well. He's just started the final lap, so Vilsek's got the one shot for it. And
Racer Tay 6/10 up, purple. This is, although I have noticed he has been losing all his time in the final sector. So it's just a case now of keeping it clean to get the fastest lap. It's
And
almost...
then it's a case of what can Vilsek do? Half a second up again his turn. This is going to be an almighty lap. It might even be a 53, you know.
I think it will be a 53.
A bit quicker than his qualifying time. Up to the line is...
Not quite.
It's not quite a 54.0. What about Vilsek? What is Vilsek
I'm going to
doing?
go...
He's massively extended that gap out to Leica by about 3 seconds since he pitted in.
Yeah, but bear in mind that these tyres will be absolutely brand spanking new, fresh, and Leica's won't be.
Here we go, round onto the isn't straight. Is Vilsek purple? It's like commentating on qualifying again.
It's...
He is!
up.
Vilsek is!
He is up. Goodness
Oh.
gracious. You keep an eye on Racer 10, I'll keep an eye on Vilsek for the end of the race.
Yeah, it's like
This
watching
is-
the qualifying. Also.
There's absolutely no holds barred. Vilsek now
Vilsek.
heading... He's still up.
So
He's
is
still up.
Reseter. Reseter's also still up. They're going for that 53. But
This is,
Vilsek coming toward the final corner now, as he managed to do it on the last lap. And he will be the winner of the first race of the season. A phenomenal drive from him, kept himself out of trouble. And is it the fastest lap? Yes, it is!
780. My goodness me. Leica, he was unfortunate he put the super softs on, but he's had a good drive to second place. Havoc,
is...
brilliant effort. Brilliant effort from Havoc to finish third.
What about Reste into the final sector? That seems to have cost him at time previously, but will he still be up? He's purple last I saw him, he's down.
He's down.
Reste's down on his laps. He pitted in with the hopes of getting the fastest lap. He might still recover that time. It wasn't much that he was down by. But is it going to be enough for Reste to take the fastest lap on the last lap? It's going to be a 4th place finish for him, which I know he'll probably be disappointed about. He'll be able to lift some of that disappointment with the fastest lap.
No.
He doesn't do it. 53.8.
So Vilsek takes a full complement of points, fastest lap and race win.
6 points.
Robot.
Good start to the season for him.
Robot finishes 5th. Brilliant effort there from commentator extraordinaire. Meanwhile, back to the cat lover. The original cat lover. Graham's heading up towards the final corner now. He's had a very good race in 6th place. He coped with damage early on, and he's just kept it right to the end of the race. Brilliant effort from Grim.
Solid performance from Grim. Martin Bananas from engine damage on turn 1 to come home in 7th. This is some decent points for Martin.
Gonna run out of time.
Rubs is going to come around into 8th. Here we will. So AJ in 9th, 10th for Astro, and Marco in 11th. What a great first race of the season.
Who says racing's predictable?
And there it is then. Vilsek took the first win wearing the old suit, and did take the fastest lap on the last lap in that dramatic push to the end. So well done to Vilsek.
Yeah, very well done. That's been a very, very good race.
I'm going to quickly shoot off and start up the Group 3 lobby.
Yep, and this is where the stream ends here, so thanks very much for watching, and the Group 3 race is more or less 5 minutes away.